Hello everyone. Today our group Qitong Zhao and Xiaoyu we're going to talk about foreign exchange rate. Today we choose two currency, American dollar and Australian dollar. The reason for us to choose American dollar is at least American dollar is still most powerful and useful currency in the world. You can spend American dollar in any country, any place in the earth. Also, American dollar got very strong effect to the global economic system. Okay, the exchange rate is defined as the rate of exchange between the two countries. Usually, it's a country's currency as a benchmark in order to convert the amount of money in another country's a few dollars. Today, we are going to talk about those things in presentation: economic growth rate, inflation rate, interest rate, government intervention, commodity price index, conclusion, and the reference page also will be provided. First thing, economic growth rate. Economic growth rate is a measure of economic growth from one period to another in percentage term. The economic growth rate provides insight into the general direction and the magnitude of growth for the overall economy. For Australia, that's one quarter we need to focus on is here. Third quarter of 2016, it's got negative 0.4. It's very short because it's only one time they show the negative in this graph. The reason for negative development is in that quarter, the global trade exactly is a natural resource price has dropped down. It's a very strong effect Australia. As we know, the Australia main output of Australia is a natural resource. Also, the government spending has increased a lot of those two reasons mixed together and including another reason makes the cost they drop down and cost this decrease. Also, we can see this here, which is the next quarter they got 1.1. Well, the reason for it increased so well is the Australia government study industry transformation. They start changing the industry structure, which is from miners to servers and the production industry, and it worked very well, got very good number 1.1. But we see after that it's back to the 0.3 again. But it got some weather issue in that. In this time, there's a very strong wind called Candy in effect the North Queensland and the North River area. During that bad weather, local economic activity and the factory must be closed. So that's the reason why it dragged down the whole economy. After that, it's back to 0.3 again, 0.8 again, which is the 2007 in July, 0.8% economic growth rate. As we see, even though they got negative in here, but if we don't see it, don't look for it here, overall economic growth rate is still well. I mean, we take those special issue away. Now for American, in July 2007, the economic growth rate is 3%, but however, we can see it's not very stable like Australia. They got a minimum 0.5 to 0.6%, maximum 5.2%. I must explain the minimum in here because it's very important. During these two quarters, according to the data, the American business investment decreased very, very quickly. They strongly affect the whole economy. And as we see, after that, the economy is still in growth, but sometimes growing, sometimes decreasing. Like those two periods, increasing, decreasing until this quarter, third quarter of 2007, it's back to 3%. Public media believe that this is the result of American new president Trump government's new policy, which is about economy. Let me see the overall chart. Of American is an orange line, Australia is a blue line. Even although the Australia is below American line, but we can see American line is not very stable. They got maximum point here, they got minimum point here. Well, it's not good it's not good information for economy. It shows that these countries is not very stable. Sometimes you can make a lot of money, but sometimes you can lose a lot of. So, in my opinion, Australia economy growth rate are good than American.
Hi, I'm Xiaoyu Yu. Inflation is the rate at which the general level of price for goods and services is rising, and consequently the purchasing power of the currency is falling. Normally, the central bank will try to limit inflation and avoid deflation in order to keep the economy running smoothly. In 2016 August, the Australian inflation rate has increased to 1.9%. The main reason for those are petrol up 5.7% and electricity up 2.5%, but partly offset by a 6.7% drop in food prices. For the United States, the CPI number for 2016 August is 1.9%, which is the same as Australia. The main reason is that of the whirlwind Hawaii caused the refinery closes, leading to higher energy prices 6.4%. The interest rate is the amount of interest due per period as a proportion of the amount lent, deposited, or borrowed, called the principal sum. Interest Kuko function is a market economy. The most obvious are the coordination between savers and borrowers. Savers are paid interest for putting off their consumption until a future date, while borrowers must pay interest to consumers more in the present. When there are relatively more savings, the supply of loanable funds increases and its price, the interest rate should drop. Mm, When more people want to borrow than current saving can safety, the price of new money is driven up and interest rate should rise. In 2016, the normal interest rate is 1.5% and the real is 2.17%. The reason for the difference are the real interest rate has taken the effect of inflation. As we see, from 2015, the American real interest rate has been increased. For Australia, we can see the index is 1.5% has been kept for a long time since the 3rd August 2016. The society believes the reason for RBA to do this is want to stimulate the economic development of Australia. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Qitong Zhao. Now we are going to talk about the government innovation. For the government, the most effective way is to control the deposit interest through the central bank. The Federal Reserve System and the Reserve Bank of Australia (RBA) is the central bank of United States and Australia. They both have the right to issue money and the responsibility for providing services such as government and other official institutions. Now, there are some examples of them. In 16th June 2017, the Federal Reserve System decided to raise the federal funds rate by 25 base points. The main reason is the influence of Trump government on the New Deal of the U.S. financial system. Also, in 5th September 2017, the RBA decided to leave the cash rate unchanged at 1.5%. Commodity price index is a fixed weight index or weighted average of selected commodity prices, which may be based on spot or future prices. For Australia, the commodity prices are mainly affected by base metal, no real compound, and all items with built commodities spot prices. According to research, expect the real compound other commodity prices remain stable. In conclusion, after we analyze the American and the Australia uh, interest rate, and the government intervention, we can see even although the slow growth, but the overall economic situation in Australia is on the rise, and the truth is expected to reach the economic growth rate 3% in 2080. Although information tells us Australian economic have a beautiful future, for United States, deposit the entitled success of Trump government's economic measures. It is expected that the future of the U.S. economy will continue to grow at a slow pace due to nature diseases and the U.S. drumstick challenge. We have a reason to state that next flow in 3 to 6 months time, Australian dollar AUD will appreciate while American dollar depreciation. Uh, that's all. And this is references. Thanks for watching.